technical difficulties. Gotta love them. Shall we return to where we left off? Great. I believe we were talking about melatonin and how it is super important to our body's function. Helps regulate things like sleep and make sure that we can continue a healthy life. Anyway, melatonin production can be further impacted by the color of light. And today we are constantly subjecting ourselves to this different light forms, like colors. So our phones and our laptops are big perpetrators of subjecting us to those white and blue lights. It's as if our evil power is actually subjecting ourselves to these lights. These lights that suppress our melatonin production levels. So you're an animal lover, and that's what you really want to hear, who is affected by light pollution. Well, Alien is noted on having a severe impact on night polluters, such as bats and moths. Because many insects are absorbing the impact of light pollution, the feeding patterns of bats are also being heavily hit. Bats are wonderful nocturnal polluters. Pollinators. They're wonderful nocturnal pollinators. But without proper nutrition, they're unable to perform their job. And without proper pollination, the flora populations are indirectly affected by light pollution as well, according to Chesapeake in his 2009 article. Because of sky glow, meadowlarks are getting up much earlier than they're supposed to, and they're singing their songs to an empty crowd, making for many missed mating opportunities, according to Knudsen in her 2016 TED Talk. More than 200 bird species who migrate at night are also affected by overlighting in cities. In New York, more than 10,000 birds have suffered collisions or death with buildings due to lighting. And that also comes from Chesapeake in his 2009 article. These days, plastic bottles and empty grocery bags floating in the ocean are no longer the only pollutants that are obstacles to sea turtles. Bright lights have been proved to cause distractions to baby sea turtles who are trying to make their way back to the sea. This ultimately leads to their death. Reflecting back to my initial imagination scenario, I cannot think of a single evil villain that wreaks as much havoc as we humans and our light pollution do. But fear not, my fellow evildoers. Light pollution is much different than pollution caused by the burning of fossil fuels. Unlike the devastating impacts of CO2 emissions, the impact of our evil superpower, Skylo, is creating can be reversed almost immediately by simply implementing a few changes to our lighting systems. Like previously mentioned, to prevent waste from being beamed into space, we can use barriers and shields on our outdoor lighting. Although light-emitting diodes, or more properly known as LEDs, are a much more energy-efficient bulb, they tend to be a super contributor to the spread of light pollutants. Because of their blue lights, they can't be controlled. They just spread all over. That is why our day sky comes off blue from the blue light emissions. Anyway, LED lights are created with blue wavelengths, which are much harder to contain the spread and they spread wherever they please, according to the darksky.org website. So when you're choosing a light bulb for your favorite lamps, make sure it has a warm glow. That will suppress the light from impersonating its favorite villain, Darth Vader, and it'll impede its ability to shoot beams of light wherever it wants. Yet another way to lessen the blow of our light show is to help professional astronomers track the distribution of sky glow. Christopher Gaiba and the group of scientists at the German Research Center for Geoscience are calling on all amateur astronomers to unite and track the expanse of sky glow, according to Hattenbach in his 2015 article. Through applications available to anybody with a smartphone, anyone can look up at the night sky and share the data on the impacts of sky pollution in their area. With enough data, the hope is these scientists can accurately track how far light pollution is spreading. So my fellow astronomers, environmentalists, humanitarians, and villains in disguise, one of the most spectacular shows is featured every night right above us. If we want to share more night skies like this, then we need to take action now. Admission to this Oscar-winning performance is as simple as the flick of a switch. So now it's up to you. Take a moment and trust in nature, and I assure you will see that. Although the night may be dark, it is most certainly not full of terrors. Thank you for attending our normal